Hello, everyone. It is indeed a special honor and a great pleasure to be here with you all tonight. I would like to extend my warm thanks to Center Wellington Minor Lacrosse Association for the invitation to be part of such an important conversation. As Darren mentioned, in 2013, we lost our oldest son, Stephen, to suicide. Stephen was away at his first year at university. Tragically, none of us knew that Stephen was struggling or in a place where he was contemplating taking his life. As you can imagine, our hearts have been shattered into a million tiny little pieces. One of the most difficult parts of losing Stephen is knowing that he struggled in silence. And as a result, we weren't given the opportunity to try to help him through whatever it was that he was struggling with. We can now only wish that Stephen would have known that there is absolutely no problem that is too big for us not to be able to solve together, and that he too deserves the same amount of love and respect and support that he so freely shared with others in their time of need. Through the darkness of our grief, our family and many of Stephen's friends helped us to form the Get in Touch for Hutch Youth Mental Health Advocacy Group to start and continue the conversation around mental health and suicide prevention. We felt that we needed to work towards removing brick by brick of the ever-invasive wall of stigma that so often stops people from reaching out for the help that they need at the exact time that they need it. We also knew that we had to find a way to get the tools and resources in the hands of our community members so that they too knew that they didn't have to fight any of their personal battles all by themselves. A great message to understand and realize is that there is always someone available to talk to you who will help you try to figure out why you're feeling the way that you do. You really are never alone. The need for knowledge and understanding was strong for us because we are not fully trained frontline mental health care supporters. We have been very fortunate to work with those who are. We're so grateful for the partnerships that we have in place with the Canadian Mental Health Association of Guelph and Wellington, Family Counseling Support Services Guelph Wellington, West for Youth Online, Portage, and of course, the Kids Help Phone. They've provided a presence at all of our events, ensuring that our participants were supported and safe and had the opportunity to learn more about mental health and suicide prevention. You may not also be aware of the supports that are available through your child's school. Please reach out to a teacher or a principal or a vice principal to ensure referrals are made to the appropriate resources, which could be a child youth counselor, social worker, or another clinician. The title of tonight's event is called Strengthen Our Community. That really resonated with me, as I know that we wouldn't have been able to get to where we are today without that circle of support from our friends, family, and community, with the lacrosse community specifically being a very big part of that. In discussion with both Casey and Nathan, I know that that is the exact feeling that we want all of their association's members and everyone in attendance tonight to also have as a takeaway. We may currently be separated from each other by distance, but our circles of support do not have to be broken. Lacrosse is often only thought of from a physical health perspective. However, tonight we will be discussing certain topics that can help support your mental and emotional well-being as well. Having faced COVID now for more than a year, I kind of feel like we are in an intense overtime period of a very important game, and we have to find a way to score that final winning goal. This is hard. We are all tired, but digging deep. This is when we need to remember to lean on and draw that little bit of extra strength, courage, grit, and determination from our teammates. Without a doubt, COVID has been very difficult for everyone, with one of our biggest concerns here at Get in Touch for Hutch being the impact that it has on our youth. It has become evident that the impact that feelings of isolation and loneliness can have on our mental health. By focusing on creating opportunities for social connectedness, we can support each other and our own mental health and well-being. Throughout COVID, our kids have had to stop playing with their favorite sports. They've celebrated special events like birthdays without having their very best friends in attendance, and have even had to muddle through their way along through online learning. All of which have presented their own unique challenges for us as well as adults. As parents, It adds a whole other level of complexity on top of what we as individuals are already dealing with. And I know that has been so difficult. We've had no time to plan or prepare for the impacts that this would have on our lives. We're continually being put under restriction. Then eventually those are lifted, only to be thrown back into a lockdown, shutdown, stay-at-home order later on that same week or the week following. We just never really understand or know what's coming next. Recently, we have become quite dependent on technology as our main form of communication. Between work from home responsibilities and remote learning, many of us are spending more time than ever on our electronics. Did you know that for every one negative encounter that we experience, that it takes 5 positive ones to counterbalance the effects of that first? If you think about it, right now we are currently being exposed to a ton of information that is so negative in nature. And if you think about that 5-in-1 statement that I just made, we would need to find lots and lots of sunshine, happiness, and rainbows to be able to erase all of that, which no longer serves us so well, that we are continually being exposed to day in and day out. So give yourself permission to turn things off for a little while. That includes both the news and social media, and just take a well-deserved break from it all. You can always catch up on the news on another day, and your scrolling option in your social media feed will still be available for you whenever you decide to check it out. We exist in a society where FOMO, or the fear of missing out, is really strong. But in all reality, if you think about it, it might actually be better for us not to be involved in every little thing that is going on around us. Okay, everybody, take a deep breath. Here we go. Last minute to play in the overtime period. Keep digging deep. If you find that you're really missing your peeps, I suggest you work to find ways to get creative and staying connected with those in your circle. Pick up the phone and actually call someone. You don't have to talk too long, but I bet you'll be surprised at how long you actually do talk to one another. Try a virtual online cooking class together, then plan a virtual dinner date with that same person to taste your creations. Don't forget to include all the colors of the rainbow in your food selections, as this can help to lighten your mood as well. If you're up for a good long socially distanced walk, hit some of the beautiful trails in our area with a pal or a family member when allowed, but please do so safely. Lift those weights, get your cardio in, or do whatever just makes you feel really good. When those positive endorphins are regularly flowing, it can definitely change the outlook on our day and the manner in which we respond to all that is being sent our way each and every day. Or if you prefer a more quiet approach to your wellness plan, stretch it out and do some deep breathing through yoga or Pilates practice and slow your thoughts down all at the same time. Maybe do a little research to see if there are ways that you can support organizations in need within your community. Are there seniors in long-term care who would love to receive a letter from you that just really might make their day? Can you do some baking or help to prepare meals for those who are less fortunate? It really is quite amazing how the positive impact that an act of giving can leave on your mental health. And just a reminder, everybody, getting connected doesn't always have to involve people. Fall in love with a good book series. Check with your local library or your local bookstore to see if they have it available, or if not, select to download the audio version. For me, during COVID, stepping outside of my comfort zone into the world of meditation has been an amazing experience for me. During a hectic work day or on a night that I just can't seem to settle into sleep, there really are some great meditations out there for both youth and adults alike. If meditation isn't for you, I've included a couple of calming techniques, the 4-square breathing, and the calming technique that involves all of your senses on the screen here, that may also be of help to you. I'll be sure to share some of these resources on our social media sites for review after today's event. Rumor has it that we're finally going to see some sunshine and beautiful weather this weekend ahead. Step outside and just put your face to the sun. Get in your gardens and dig. The exercise will help shake off some of your frustration or restlessness And once the planting is done, you can just sit back and admire the beauty that you've created. If your outdoor space doesn't allow for a garden, bring a little bit of the garden inside. Buy yourself some fresh flowers or plant a few seeds, put them on the windowsill and watch them grow. The birds have returned and are starting to make their appearance. I actually heard them singing to me today. Have you got all of the stuff to build a birdhouse maybe? Or could you create a friendly challenge with your family, friends, or neighbors to determine who can find the widest variety of birds right in your very own backyard? And probably my all-time favorite option to support my own mental health is to turn up my favorite playlist and dance like no one is watching. Music has a way of soothing the soul. I think that's Bob Seger, right? All of those examples, of course, for the kids from Center Wellington Minor Lacrosse can all be done with a lacrosse stick in your hand. So don't forget to make sure that that is constantly being used as well. But in all seriousness, I encourage each of you to do a mental health check-in on yourself every now and then. If you're feeling a little off key, it might be time to nourish yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally. Try to determine what your baseline of mental wellness is. Where do you think you were pre-COVID? And where are you at right now? If that feeling of being out of balance continues for longer than you would like it to, or expect that it should, reach out to your healthcare professional or connect with one of the many resources that we are sharing with you right now. We've all got a ton of stuff on our plates right now. Our world is incredibly high-paced and filled with a ton of very high-level expectations. It's so easy to get caught up in that whirlwind. And as we do that, we always forget to give ourselves the love and attention that we also need. You can't pour from an empty cup. And if you're not taking good care of yourself, it is so incredibly hard to take care of others as well. Those who depend on us. There's only so much of us to go around. When I spoke about our dependency on technology earlier as our main mode of communication, I should have mentioned that while the creation of cell phones is a great thing, and we're probably chatting with more people now than we ever used to, we need to remember that we aren't always able to pick up on emotion or read body language through a text message. It will also be more difficult to identify if someone that may be struggling with their mental health. Some reasons that may cause you to be concerned about someone you know or care about might be that that person all of a sudden starts beginning to withdraw from their social connection. Others may exhibit reckless or careless behavior when that is not their normal behavior tendency. Some will turn to increased amounts of alcohol or drugs to help them cope with whatever it is that they are going through. The emotional reaction to difficult life events like a breakup or like the passing of a loved one may also be heightened even more during COVID. And finally, people may actually be talking about wanting to die. Asking someone about their mental health or if they are thinking about suicide is not an easy thing to do. Most people, however, will be glad that you cared enough to reach out and check in. Please always remember that you do not need to have all of the answers yourself. You just need to be able to provide that initial support and know where to direct people to help them get the help that they need. We will be sure to share all of those resources with you again during and after this presentation. If you would like to help someone but don't know how to start the conversation, I would encourage you to research and enroll in one of the many training courses that are available through the Canadian Mental Health Association. The very best thing that you can do, though, for those in your circle who you may be concerned about, is to just be present for them. Listen to them and confirm that you are hearing and understanding what they are saying to you when you are speaking to them. Do your very best in whatever capacity you have to offer to be a good friend, teammate, coach, or parent. A little kindness goes a very long way and has the ability to turn someone's not so great day into a much better one. Your actions do not have to be grand or cost a lot of money, but they do have to be done with sincerity and good intention. Looking back, I sure wish that I knew as much about mental health 8 years ago as I do now. But we'll put all that we have learned along the way to good use in Stephen's honor. Every interaction that I have with someone now provides me with either a lesson or a learning. I am so very grateful to have been able to connect with so many incredible frontline organizations and the incredible people who work there who have helped me so much along this journey. Specifically tonight, I would like to do a huge shout out to Katrina Birch, Team Lead Mental Health Promotion and Education Services at CMHA. She answered my call again, as she always does, and supported me through my preparation for tonight's event. I totally owe you a large cup of your most favorite beverage, Katrina. Thank you so much. Thank you as well to Damon for sharing his knowledge and experiences here tonight as well. We still have so much to learn, and I am so grateful for community leaders like yourself who are championing those societal changes that are yet to come. A shout out of thanks to Darren Stevenson. Sometimes we get to see his face and other times not. He is from 519 Sports Online. Quietly at times sits in the background, but still gets the job done. What he doesn't recognize, I don't think, is just how far reaching his involvement is, as it helps us with the sharing of our personal stories and all of the awareness information that we're sharing here tonight. And as I mentioned in my opening, our lacrosse community is held very near and dear to my heart. Casey, Nathan, Megan, and the entire Center Wellington Minor Lacrosse Association committee, congratulations on this amazing event tonight, and thank you for reminding us just how much strength there is in our community, especially the lacrosse community, and for also providing us the opportunity to continue these extremely important conversations.
For more highlights, visit our website, 519sportsonline.ca. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.